October 19th, 1941. Is there anything that can stop the Germans? Or can the Germans even be stopped? Or even better, will the Germans ever stop attacking despite now facing horrendous environmental conditions? Now, I understand the need and the urgency of the Axis High Command to rescue the men of the 4th and 17th Panzer Divisions from the claws of the Red Army, but I really don't see the need of launching these futile attacks against the fortified lines held by the Western and the Bryansk fronts. Unless the Axis High Command is preparing a cunning plan to trick the Red Army, I really invite the Germans to dig in, because also the Red Army has some plans for the near future. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new episode of War in the East 2, the online game challenge, and finally, I would say finally, the heavy mud has arrived over the battlefield, and which means that I can finally take a breath of respite, because oh my god. What a wild rush this has been so far. Briefly, let's have a look at the events. We have, oh my god, so many. We have the Royal Air Force raids, okay. The Axis air success in North Africa. We have Finland holds strong. Strong Axis force in Finland keep the Soviet offensive from gaining much ground. Soviet offensive against Finland events are pushed back. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. Not even in my single-player campaign I've ever seen this event triggering. Or maybe because it's a Soviet event only. But no, this is like, this should be visible to both players. Okay, anyway, we have the Soviet partisans and the Kearney incident. I think this was the first destroyer, US destroyer, to be sunk by a U-boat, I think. Yeah, most likely yes. And, okay, so let's have a look at the events. Oh my god, yes, this is like events at the turn summary, because oh my god, I've seen a number that, let's say, made me almost ruffling on the ground, and these are the Axis losses. Oh my god, 131,000 men. This is like one entire army corps worth in manpower. One entire army corps that somehow disappeared from the Axis order of battle. This is... wow! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know, but most likely this is because of the intense battles that have been fought this week on the Eastern Front. And of course, let's not think that these are Germans only. Most likely there are also Romanians, but I cannot distinguish between Germans, Romanians, Hungarians, and so on and so forth. These are classified as Axis total. So, but still, this is I think this is like the biggest Axis losses ever suffered since June 22nd. And in this case, they're even bigger than mine are still bigger than the Axis, but still almost on par. 130, almost 136,000 versus over 131,000. So it's quite let's say shocking to see this number. Okay, I've also lost almost 1260 guns, and the Axis 1168 guns. Now, what is interesting is that I received only 60,000 men of manpower as reinforcements, and I believe that the majority of these 60,000 men ended up in the Soviet theater boxes, and most likely in the reserve theater box. And let's say this week, also yes, of course, let's have a look generally at the losses. Okay, over 500,000 men. The Axis lost. Okay, that's pretty high, I would say. Yeah, let's have a look at the air losses. And okay, 72,000 versus 1,800. 72,000, my god, 7,400, sorry, I misread, I added one extra digit here. 74 versus 1,800, it's okay, things can go worse, let's say. And if I have a look at now at the manpower on the map, let's see, and yeah, so mine is going down because the Axis this week they nearly completely wiped out these units over here in the pocket, which was, you know, very expected pretty much. And also, what I have to say that I found interesting is that the Germans reopened the corridor here to rescue the 4th Panzer Division, despite me having reinforced these units with brigades and support units. But yeah, the Germans rescued the 4th Panzer Division, but they failed to launch any rescue operation against the 17th Panzer Division, which means that the 17th and the Grossdeutschland Regiment will be wiped out before the end of the year. Is it a big loss? Not really, to be honest. Because okay, the Germans will have to rebuild the 17th Panzer. They will have to sacrifice quite a few AFVs to reinforce it. But still, the fact that the Axis will receive fully equipped replacement Panzer battalions kind of offset the loss of the 17th Panzer Division. And interestingly, the Axis, I don't know what my opponent was doing here, but I don't know if he's trying to attrition me in the Kaluga salient, but yeah, like he went on the offensive here. I've seen he attacked me against Kaluga, which was like totally unexpected, and he suffered horrendous casualties. Nearly 3,000 men lost, and he attacked me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry divisions, and I believe they belong to the same army, because here the 43rd Army Corps only has had a -6% say combat efficiency impact modifier. So I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe these are the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe he had some other divisions here, but still. The fact that the 29th Motorized Division is okay, is super weak. I mean, come on, look at these values: 4, 4, 3, 1. I mean, I cannot do anything because it's like super muddy here, so I cannot counterattack. But yeah, I don't know what his plans were. Maybe he wanted to attack me also in this sector to finally seal the Kaluga salient, but maybe he ran out of manpower of movement points. And yeah, besides that, nothing else happened. Okay, the surrendering of the last pocket of resistance here, and of course here down in the south. And yes, I would say there is again not too much happening, but as always, as I mentioned last week, what I want to do this week is to carry on the shuffling of the units, which will be disbanded on turn 28. Those will end up in the reserve tier box, and they will have the TOE set to 50%, while all of the new units will be sent to reinforce the existing armies. And I might start preparing my divisions for, let's say, a localized offensive when the ground will harden. I don't want to spoiler where I will launch my offensive. I don't want to spoiler when. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, but this is like tip-top secret. The Soviet High Command is not willing to let some enemy spies learn about these plans. I have some ideas, but we'll see. Time will tell, as I like to say. And that's all for this quick introduction, folks. And as always, it's now time to jump straight into the episode. Alright folks, so as I am busy in shuffling the units of the Red Army from the map to the reserve tier boxes, I have to say that I have been completely wrong in the opening of this episode. Because I said that quite excitingly that the Axis, or I would say the Germans, most likely lost over one entire army corps worth of manpower. Now, this might not be actually the case, because when comparing the manpower variation, the minus 131,000 kind of losses in general, and comparing the losses that the Axis suffered this week. 53,000 men. Well, to make the math simple, let's say we have 50,000 men lost and 130,000 men in general that, let's say, are vanished. Now, 130 minus 50 is 80,000. So where are the missing 80,000 men? Well, I believe that the missing 80,000 men are most likely units which are being sent from the map to somewhere else. Now, I don't know if this is the case, but I believe this is most likely the case. It's late October, and I know for sure that the 71st Infantry Division in this scenario is being sent to Western Europe and will return, I think, in spring 1942. I also believe that the 113th Infantry Division is being sent from the map to the Balkans. And I know that the Axis also has the 5th, the 8th, and the 28th Infantry Divisions, which are being sent to Western Europe to be reformed as light divisions. Now, I don't know the strength of those divisions, but I am 100% confident that the numbers of manpower, guns, AFVs, and planes shown in the turn summary refer exclusively, or not exclusively, but also on the manpower, AFVs, guns, and planes on the map. So if you remove any division from the, let's say, from the map to other tier boxes, you will see this difference in the turn summary. But I don't know, I will have to do some more tests to validate this. And concerning tests, one of you guys kindly wrote me a very long comment, which I really appreciated, under the say in the section of the previous episode concerning a tutorial on how to do tests. Now, I might do it in the future, for sure not in the near future, but because I might forget about doing this tutorial if people don't remind me that, let's quickly have a chat on how to do how you can run your own tests. First of all, you need to be good. So first of all, you need to have a question in mind. What do you want to investigate in War in the East 2? From experience, let's not talk about anything that involves the RNGs, or anything that involves the logistics, or how it's called, the leader checks, the leader roles, the leader stats, because I've been trying that. I've been trying to change the leaders. I've even been trying to set, I think, von Manstein to have 100 of every stat, because I was like, okay, if there is a 10%, for instance, of not passing a leader check, if von Manstein has, I don't know, a morale skill of 9, if I set it to 10 or even 100, in theory I should pass every leader check. But for instance, this was not the case, because despite buffing von Manstein so much, I was still getting the admin fail penalty in the logistics phase. So I would really not recommend you guys playing around with leader checks or logistics, supplies, stuff like that. For instance, one thing that you can play around with is how to tweak the movement point penalties in different seasons, or in different ground climate conditions. Let's say if you have mud, heavy mud, or snow or blizzard, you can play around with the multipliers of the production. You can play around with the morale and stuff like that. So you need to have a clear-cut question, and you need to know how to use the editor. And then when you have the question and when you know what you want to change in the editor, remember to make a copy of the scenario. Save your scenario with a different name, and make sure you don't overwrite the original scenario. And then it's just a matter of running the game over and over again. If you are a nerd like me, you open up an Excel spreadsheet and you write down, I don't know, the 20th Motorized Infantry Division with the new changes only needs, I don't know, 2 movement points to advance into a heavy mud hex instead of the 3, or the heavy mud now reduces the attacking combat value by 70% instead of the 80% of the canonical scenario, and so on and so forth. So it's really up to you. The editor offers an incredible amount of options to be investigated. And so yeah, it's really up to you guys. If you have any question that you want to investigate, just make a backup copy, play around with the editor, and have fun in doing over and over again the same thing. Yeah, that's all for this episode, folks. As always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you all in the next episode.